last episode, y'all seen how Lamar's failed coup went. He brought me along, and I brought along some other friends. I wanted to see just how far he would go through with it. He went pretty far, but he didn't get all the way. And unfortunately, that came with some consequences for everybody involved, especially me. This is the story how it happened. You see, after some events that took place in the 90s, Grove Street and the Ballers been at each other's necks for decades. Lamar just came up different this generation. And he wanted more than he deserved. So he was looking for a promotion. And the only real way to get that promotion was to move some people out the way and create unnecessary tension in an already volatile market. Luckily, he had me by his side, where things might have ended differently. Of course, you've seen what happened in the last episode, and it was bad. But at the end of everything, I figured it'd be best if I just skipped town. I had to get out of the way. It was way too hot, especially for Grove Street. They got it the worst. Lamar lived, from what I hear. Grove Street higher ups decided they didn't make a deal. He was still useful. He still had a lot to do. So they decided to give up parts of their territory to the Ballers, as well as most of their work, money, and their connect, which left them in a much less position, especially considering all the work me and Gerald put in. That got Gerald retired. See, Gerald took a step down from being the biggest connect in Grove Street. He took to retirement. Without the funds or the work to keep the soldiers supplied, a lot of Grove Street numbers just dwindled down. Groups of 5 became groups of 3. And the people who took notice the most was the new police task force, the anti-gang task force. They basically waged war on the Grove Street just because of how small the numbers went. Grove Street was barely hanging on. It was hard to see it. It's part of the reason why I left. But at least we got to keep Lamar in the group. Just a few blocks over, the Ballers, their numbers were starting to grow. See, they took the work from the Grove Street and capitalized, especially with the extra corners. They had purple homies all over. They were starting to become a real threat, especially to the Vagos. The Vagos kind of became neutral after the deal, especially considering all that Lamar had done to them. They took some lowriders, took a few corners, and went back to doing things the way they did it. The people that benefited the most, obviously, was the Ballers. They started to look real financial after this deal. More on them later. And that brings us to my story. I decided I needed to get out of town. It was way too dangerous staying over there with Ballers growing. It was only a matter of time before they figured out that I was Lamar's right-hand man. I like to think that the deal became more neutral, but they still wanted my head, even after they gave up looking for Lamar due to the deal. So I seeked out some work in Blain County. I was hearing of a real major player out there. Some real crazy man that just is running the desert. I could never get a hold of him though. I could never get in touch with him. I even reached out to his associate Ron. But for some reason he just wouldn't take my call. He just kept on talking about how he was betrayed and how his best friend turned on him. So he just didn't want to take the meeting. He was so upset. So I had to find a different way to get to him. A female. It's always the answer. I sent a female to go pick up the meeting and represent me. Unfortunately, he took the meeting. Little did he know, I would change the course of his whole operation. He would change the whole course of mine.
I know who this is, Ronald. You disgust me. What kind of a sick harridan are you, huh? You come here and you walk around the state like you own it. You never write, you never call. I mean, you don't even send a welcome basket or maybe a nice plate of cookies. Or not even an inappropriate selfie of your tits. But I love you. Really, I love you. You're like the close female friend I've always wanted. You're like the eager soldierette that I've always needed. So it's time to start repaying your debt to society. And you can start by dealing with the terrible harm you've done to the local businesses, especially mine. Now go on.
And just like that, I was in. She reported back to me. Then I reached out to Trevor, and finally he took the meeting. Of course, he was very upset, being confused yet again. He felt betrayed, of course, but I didn't think it mattered. I think what I provided for him in manpower and reputation was worth it. It was worth the trade-off. See, I was no stranger to the drug trade, of course, from my work with Gerald, and even before that with Lamar. But even before that, from my time in Vice City, I'd always been around narcotics and trafficking drugs. But this was new for me. See, Trevor, he was the biggest trafficker of arms and meth, which was a new market for me, new money, and I was learning a lot of the business from him. Not the greatest role model, but it was my only options. I was running out of options, especially in the city. Felt like I couldn't go back to the city with the ballers growing. So I decided I'm gonna help Trevor take over the desert. And he had me running some crazy missions, even crazier than Lamar's. I was attacking bikers left and right, which seemed more personal than business. Then I was attacking random drug dealers, hillbillies, everybody in the desert, making a lot of enemies. Which just never seemed like it was good for business. It seemed like it was more personal than anything. But hey, like I said, I'm not gonna get in the middle of anybody's personal feelings. I only care about one color, and that's green.
Hey, look who it isn't. It isn't Mr. Fun. Oh no! Go out and talk to that creepy friend of yours that doesn't speak.
I just want to say, on behalf of Trevor Phillips Industries, what a great job you've done.
You're the intern, Ron. Don't speak for my business.